time. Let's take a look. So I got 9-inch, 4.5, 4.5. So I don't know what the time of that is. I'll put it up on the screen. But there's my Speed Alien Challenge for a third time tonight, but that's the third time I've tried to beat my own time. Alright, so I'm fairly certain I didn't beat the time that was already up. The time that was already up is by Wicking Builds on Instagram. His name is Josh T. And you could check his video out on Coil Wars. I just wanted to start off the video with that, just a little showing off. And also, I wanted to show that with aliens, you don't need something like an alien maker or a clip or a hair clip or a keychain or a piece of ribbon. I just wanted to show you that when stretched right, aliens could be done without all that stuff. So let me wrap these up real quick and then I'll get into the tutorial. Another couple things I wanted to get into before I started building is with all my builds, with all coil builds and coil builders, there's a million different ways to do things, more than one way to skin a cat. I'm just showing you guys in my videos how I go about doing it, and you can make a decision on your own with my results whether if you want to try any of these. There's some methods that I use 2 different ways of doing things. So, whatever works for you. Just something I wanted to go over, because I know a lot of people do a lot of different things with building, and I'm open to hearing them. I'm open to trying some. I could be stubborn, but just something I wanted to put out there. I know there's more than just my way of doing things. But the Alien Challenge, the Speed Alien Challenge, was made up by Dwayne Rambo, co-creator of Coil Wars, maker of the Coil Wars Facebook page. And it was just a fun way to get us to do something. There's always going to be a special place in my heart for the Speed Alien because it's the very first live feed I've ever done on Instagram. The reason why I started doing live was because of the Speed Alien Challenge. So there's my 7 wrap, around 3mm, dual coil. You don't need to do 7 wrap. I would like to see people beat my time. Of course, if you could beat the best time, I believe the best time right now is 4:27. I'll put it up though in this video just to make sure. And then I'll put up what time I just had. My time to beat, my personal time, was 6:57. It was a little under 7 minutes. And the first day I did that, within 24 hours, Josh beat that record. He smoked it. He got, I think it was something like 5 minutes and 12 seconds or something. And then somebody beat his, but earlier today, which is when I'm recording this video, he went on and beat his time and beat the guy that beat him before, and got around 4:37, I believe, which is amazing. I would need a way faster drill to get that. But I just wanted to start off the video with this. More so to show off. Also because it's fun, and I wanted to show you that you don't need anything to hold your cores when you're doing an alien. It just helps. But once you get your stretch, you don't need it. Alright. Let's get to the build. Alright guys, so the alien coil. There's a lot to say about the alien coil. Original concept comes from Blue Eye Goon. The alien coil is probably, pound for pound, the best vape. Best vape, probably best coil. It's a hard coil to get down, a 3-core. It started off as a single core. You could do them as single core is probably the hardest way to do them. You could do dual core. We're going to look at the triple core right now. And I also might show you the dual core actually, because it's an easy way to do an alien and to practice your 3-core. So a basic alien is a 2636. That's like the most common alien you'll see. It's probably the best to get started with too. Aliens start off with 3 cores in the middle, and you'll hear, when talking about aliens, you'll hear people refer to a 3:1 ratio. What a 3:1 ratio means is, for every core that you do the initial Clapton on, you need 3 times as much to put into your finished coil to make that alien come out, to make that design come out. So an alien is a 3:1 ratio. So if I Clapton around 1 piece of 26, I need 3 pieces of 26 to make that design. So we're going to do 2636. That's what them speed aliens just were also. So we're going to make pretty much them same exact coils. There's a couple things that a lot of people don't go over with aliens that I think is very important if you want to be successful. So let's get started. I got 26 gauge nichrome right here. I'm going to get 3 pieces out. I'm going to get one at about 14 inches. And then I'm going to get 2 at about 11 inches. One that I cut at 14 inches is what I'm going to do my initial Clapton on. You want to try to keep this core as straight as possible. So when doing an alien, you need to do your Clapton one way, and then when you do your alien around your 3 cores, you need to do it the opposite way. Now the way I like to do it is I like to do my Claptons in the forward motion on the drill. So I like to do it in clockwise, and then I like to do my aliens in counterclockwise. If you're having trouble that way, switch it the other way. Try it the other way. Maybe that's better for you. Everybody has their own way. My way, I like to do clockwise on the Clapton, counterclockwise on the alien. So I'm going to take my 26 gauge core and get it onto my swivel. Alien is a build that is about 95% easier when you have a swivel. When I started trying aliens, that's when I needed a swivel. I think I've only done maybe 2 alien builds without a swivel, and they were both a single coil. Then I'm going to get my core, I'm going to bend an L in it. And get it into my drill. Okay, hopefully this view's a little bit better. So I got one piece of 26 on my swivel and my drill. I'm going to get my 36, which is all messed up from me doing the speed alien. Just throwing it to the side like a savage. I'm going to make sure my drill is in the forward motion, in the clockwise motion. Wrap my 36 around the L sticking out of my drill. I'm going to cut that off. And then I'm just going to simply do a nice Clapton down 14 inches of this wire. Alright, so I went all the way down the wire Claptoning. I'm going to leave 2 inches of my 36 on here and clip it. Get a little bit of bounce back there. Now, I'm going to grab that 2 inches of wire. I'm going to put my drill in reverse, and I'm going to loosen this Clapton. What's going to happen is my drill is going to spin. It's holding the core, so it's spinning the core, but I'm holding the Clapton, so only the core is spinning inside. The Clapton is going to compress a bit. It's going to get smaller. Now I'm going to take my fingers here. I'm going to see if it's moving. See how this wire's moving? I'm going to go to the middle, see if it's moving. Go to the end and see if it's moving. As long as all 3 of them are moving, I'm going to go a little more. And then I'm going to clip my core. But I want to show you actually where I'm going to clip it. So this is the wire coming out of my drill. Alright. I want to take my snips and I want to cut right where there's Clapton starting and clip that. After I clip that, I'm going to take the Clapton and slide it off the core. Now I got a D core. Alright. Now we have to set up the 3 cores that are going to be the cores of our 3-core alien. I'm going to snip that off my swivel, bring it down with my other 2 cores that I had already cut. Clean up my swivel, clean up my drill. Then I'm going to grab my 3 cores. This is a very crucial part. So if you see when I did the speed alien, you want these 3 cores coming out of your swivel straight and running all the way to the drill straight the whole way. So now I'm going to take my 3 cores here. See how all 3 are parallel? I'm going to bend down. I'm going to bring it around the back. And then I fold it over itself. See, the 3 cores are still coming out straight. I should have did this. I should have made these wires a little longer so I had more to work with, but it's okay. Just take my needle noses and do the rest. Normally I like to make that more wire coming out from around the back so I could wrap it around maybe even another time. But that's okay. The cores are coming out straight. Now I'm going to keep these 2 fingers pinched and run it all the way down. So now I got 3 wires here. I'm just going to clean them up so you guys can see what I'm about to do. So I'm going to snip these clean so all 3 are the same size. Then I'm going to take my clip. So this is a drawstring clip and I love using these. You could get them for like 10 for $1 on eBay. They're called drawstring clips and I use them all the time. And these are my favorite for doing aliens. I'm going to put my drawstring clip onto my 3 cores, making sure that them 3 coming from the swivel are the same 3 going into my drawstring clip. So now from my swivel all the way up to here, the same 3 wires are running parallel. And then from here to there, the same thing. I'm going to move this back a little bit. Then I'm going to take the leftmost core and I'm going to bend it to the left. I'm going to take the rightmost core and I'm going to bend it to the right. I'm going to take the middle core and either bend it up or down. It doesn't matter. I'll bend it up. Then I'm going to get my drill and I'm going to make sure each of these have their own slot on my drill chuck. So one goes in the top, one goes in the left, one goes in the right. And then I'm going to tighten this down tight. I want these 3 cores to be coming out of this drill tight together. I don't want them separated too much. I want them tight. If they're separated a little bit, that's alright. Now I'm just going to tighten down my drill. I'm going to make sure my drill's in reverse. And just test it, make sure nothing's twisted. Alright. Okay, so when I stretch it, I take my wire, that 2 inches that I left on, I take that end and I clamp it to my table. I take this end with the needle noses and I just walk back and I get my stretch. Then I lay my decor on the floor behind me, on the left side of my body, since that's where I'm going to be moving to. Like I said, I stretch it until I feel that I get a little more tension, and then I give it one little more tug. So I just had a 14-inch wire there. So my 14-inch wire just stretched out to 11 feet. I just measured where I usually stretch out my 14-inch wire from. 14 inches is usually what I do on my Claptons for a dual core Alien 3-core 26-36 wrap. So I had 14 inches of Clapton that I decored, and then I stretched it out to 11 feet. So now I'm going to take that 2 inches I left on from previous. There's always a little Clapton there that was in the clamp. I'm going to stretch that to match down here. And I'm going to wrap this wire around the 26 gauge, stick it out my chuck. Just get it anchored in here. I'm going to make sure that my drill's in reverse. My 3 cores are coming out of my drill just fine. And I'm going to start this slowly. Make sure I have my angle. And I'm going to make sure that my alien's being made. Now sometimes the stretch ain't right, and you have to pull a little more. So that's when you figure out the tension. So if you have to pull a little more, you just got to remember that that same tension that you're pulling a little more, you got to do that all the way down the wire. So I'm going to get my angle, get my tension, which right now I don't need much tension at all. It's just making it really. Slide my slider down a little bit. Get my angle, get my tension. Messed up a little there, of course. My angle is off, but that's all right. I should have made plenty enough to where that's just going to be maybe in a lead. I'm back at my slider. I'm going to move my slider down another 3 inches or so, 2 inches maybe. when you're doing aliens, try to go fast. It really helps. That, or like what I was just doing, pulsing the drill, letting your hand catch up. I'd rather move my whole body though than just my hand. So I kind of just sway my body to the left as I go. I like to stand up when I do aliens. It's all about muscle memory. The more you do it, the better you get at them. That's done. I actually got plenty enough here. That mistake I made down here, I could cut that off. Cut this at this end. And I got plenty enough for 2 coils. A little under 8 inches, which is typically what I shoot for to make 2 coils. So that stretch and that lead is so important. So here's the beginning, and then as I go faster, I get tighter. One more thing I want to show you about these 3-core aliens is when you're wrapping them. So aliens have a very nice wicking quality. Now when you wrap these correctly, when you twist them up correctly, the cores don't really stay 3 like that. They kind of do this kind of thing, where it kind of makes almost a little bit of a pyramid, alright, which makes a groove in the one side of the outside and a hump on the other side. So if you take this wire, you could almost see it. You could probably see it in lots of Instagram posts. This is the indented side. And this is the hump side. The hump side you want on the inside of whatever you're wrapping. So you want the indent showing, and that's going to help you with your wicking. Makes a little channel where that juice flows into, and I don't know if you've ever seen a video of an alien wicking without any cotton in it, where they drip it on the one side and the alien fills up with juice. I actually have a video on my Instagram. I'll put one up on YouTube one time. Actually, I think I have one. Yeah, actually there is an alien video on my YouTube. Twisted Messes has one too. So you want to make sure that indent's on the top. I mean, if the indent's not on the top, listen, you're still going to get a great vape. But it looks cooler, and it seems like it should be wicking better like this. Whether it actually does, I've never done any tests on it. It certainly looks better when the indent's facing out. Now let me wrap this and then I'll cut it. So I'm going to flip this over and do another 5 wrap. I'm going to try to keep that spaced alien part out of this. So you see that indent in it? The other side has kind of a hump in it because this side has an indent from the 3 wires making kind of a pyramid shape. Kind of see it there. It's kind of a little flattened out since I clipped it there. Let me flip this over so you can kind of see the hump. Alright, see, this has a hump where the indent's out, but the indent's in on the wraps. Alright. So there's a 3-core alien. So I think I'm just going to show you a 2-core alien really quick and just show you how you can get good practice doing your aliens. You still get down this stretch and the angle without messing around with the cores. Alright? Alright, so now with 2-core aliens, the same ratio applies. Alright, so obviously we just did 326 from a D core that came from a 26. So now when you're doing a 2-core, you can't do 226 and a 26D core. You got to figure out what wire do you Clapton around to go around 2 pieces of 26. And the answer is 28. So 28, 1 core of 28, when D-cored, goes around 2 pieces of 26 perfectly. And that works. That 2-gauge jump works for any wire. So let's say I wanted to Clapton around 2 pieces of 24. I would Clapton a 26, D-core it, and go around the 2 pieces of 24. If you wanted to do, for some reason, 2 pieces of 30, you would go around a piece of 32. And then you would have yourself a nice 2-core 30-gauge alien for whatever reason. And we'll get into 4-core aliens on another video, but basically the same rules apply, only in reverse. So if you wanted to go around 4 pieces of 26, you would Clapton a 24 gauge. And that goes around 4 pieces of 26 perfectly. But we'll get into that later. The most common 2-core aliens I do are either 24 2-cores or 26 2-cores. I really like 24 2-cores. They vape awesome. They're like a great mech build. Great vape. So, I'm going to get my 24 out. I busted spool of 24. And I'm just going to stretch. Well, actually, I'm just going to get about 16 inches off of here. And since 24 is not the easiest to stretch, to straighten, I'm going to get it in my drill. 90 in my 24, put it in my drill. I'm going to grab the other end with my needle noses. I'm going to stretch and spin. I'm going to clip it from my drill. Then I'm going to take both ends of my 24, bend them in half. And this is ready. Now, I have a piece of 26 over here that I used earlier for an alien. I'm going to get that 26 on my swivel. I'm going to bend the 90 in the 26 and get that into my drill. I'm going to do this alien with 34 just for the heck of it. You could do it with whatever you want. But I'm going to make this 2-core alien with 34 gauge. So I'm going to get the 34 in my drill, get my drill in the clockwise rotation, and make a Clapton. Just like I did the other alien, I'm going to leave 2 inches on and clip it off. I'm going to grab that 2-inch piece, put my drill in reverse, and spin the core. Check to see that my Clapton's loose. It needs to go a little more. A little more. A little more. Now I'm going to clip my core where the Clapton starts. Take the Clapton off the core. I'm going to get the 24 in the swivel. And I'm going to bend a 90 on each of these 24 wires. So I got 2 here. I'm going to bend 1 to the left, 1 to the right. So this 2-core is great practice because you don't have 3 wires that are going to collapse. If this thing twists, it's no big deal. It's still able to be alien. Now, I'm going to pull my 24 and get this closed in on the swivel a little bit. Alright. Everything straight on here. Now I'm going to stretch my alien. Now another thing with stretching is what you can look for when you stretch is obviously with an alien there's an S kind of motion. Alright. You want to make sure that that S motion is around the size of the cores that you're putting in there. So you look at it really closely and you just kind of eye it up. And you see, like when I stretch this out a little bit, is that the size of my 224s, where that S is? And you want to kind of eye it up when you're doing this. I like to go by feeling and just experience. The more you do it, the better you're going to get at stretching. If anything, understretch. You can always stretch it more. You can't unstretch it. Unless you have an unstretcher at home. I don't have an unstretcher. It's too expensive. Definitely with 2-core aliens, understretch it because they do need a little bit more of an understretch to make the S pattern than a 3-core does. So I did understretch this more than I would have if I was going around 3 pieces of 26. I'm going to put my drill in reverse just like a 3-core alien. I don't need no clips on this. It's not going to help. It's actually only going to hurt if you try. It's only 2 cores, so you can't really go anywhere. Alright, I got my angle, and I need a little more pressure back to get my alien, so that's what I'm doing. I'm pulling my wire a little more. Kind of let go of the pressure there a little bit. That'll be in the lead though, if I need it at all. A great way to practice aliens. The only other tips I could give you with aliens that might help is buy cheap wire. Nichrome is easier to do aliens with than Canthal. Absolutely easier, I think. It's got more of a stretch to it. And what else was I going to say? Cheap wire, a lot of practice, and when you're going and you're making your D-cores, make more than one, so if you mess up, you don't have to take your 3 cores off your drill and load up another single core to do your Clapton. Do a couple. Bring out like 3 or 4 D-cores, and then set up your 3 cores. And if you get it on the first try, hey, you got 3 more D-cores left for your next time. If you don't get it on the first try, don't get frustrated, because nobody got it on the first try. If they did, they got lucky. They didn't get it on the second try. And here's the 2-core. 2-core 24 and 34. Look at it next to a 3-core. There it is next to a 3-core. So, pretty cool. Alright guys, well, thanks for watching the video. I hope I could help. There's a lot of alien tutorials out there right now. I'm just giving you my version, how I do them. Other than that, Saturday a live show. So if you're seeing this video before Saturday, which there's only going to be one day, the last video I put up, the hybrid build, I talked about a giveaway in there, so go check it out if you're interested. If not, there's going to be another one quite soon. Go check out the Resistance crew, my build team. If you need wire, go to Pure Adamus. Check out Zombie E-Liquid. Go check out Coil Wars Facebook page. Check out the Speed Alien Challenge over there, where Wicking Builds lays down the quickest alien I've ever seen. Quickest set of aliens. If you want to get in on it, the rules are you can't have anything prepped. You could have your spools on the table, your tools on the table. You got to cut your cores, and it goes from when you start from spools on the table to when you pick them up, all the way until you're done claptoning. I thought it was when you snip off the whatchamacallit, but it doesn't matter. When you're done getting your alien done, as long as you have two, you have to have 2 coils. I would say they have to be around 5 wrap, but I didn't make the rules. 2 coils, 5 wrap, you know, try to do 26, 36, somewhere around there. And try to beat my time. If you do, tag me, definitely let me know. My time will be up in here. I don't know what I did. So, I think I definitely beat my last time, which was a little under 7 minutes. So, other than that, guys, thanks. And just stay tuned. Watch out for the next video. It's coming soon. And I'll be talking about this guy soon. I just got this today. The Tesla Invader 2/3. And it's awesome. Peace.